Alrighty, while we just wait for everything to get set up, we are Seaspray Studios, and our game is called Firewall. You should be able to view game page right next. Okay, lovely. So unfortunately, we've had a kind of a critical kind of error in our build here. There's a hardware-specific bug that seems to affect kind of lower-end PCs where you can't actually engage with the combat. The hitboxes are misaligned. It could be something to do with integrated graphics cards. We don't have much of an idea. We've tested on a variety of builds. We can't find any consistency in which one has the problem. So anyway, here we're just going to run through our intro cutscene here. Yes. We have a full soundtrack and full sound effects and whatnot. It is muted though, you might want to try that. Let's see. No, unfortunately not.
Is the system volume all the way off? Because the computer can play sound. It is on. Okay.
Well, let's just leave it on and maybe it'll come back. Anyway, I'm William Stevenson. I'm the level designer and environment artist. Over here we have Em. She is our modeler. Kale is our animator. And Lizzie over there is our texture artist. Benicio here is our programmer. Alrighty. So, in Firewall is a first-person shooter. You play as a young girl in a post-apocalyptic kind of wasteland type deal. She has come to the city looking for a new sort of life, but doesn't find much beyond difficulty and struggle. With Firewall, we really tried to strike a really interesting and unique art style. We blended pixel art textures with fully lit 3D environments. All of our textures are custom, as you can see right here. And here we're getting into our first gameplay kind of incentive. Those are chips. Chips, which you could have seen in the cutscene, what she picked up, they add a small incremental attack and speed boosts to encourage the player to explore the environment. There we go. Our combat is responsive. It has all the sound effects and whatnot. I don't know why it's not playing in this video. We would have loved to play the game for you, but unfortunately it doesn't seem this computer is quite up to spec. There we go. Here's our first ranged enemy. There we go. We have a pistol and a knife. You're meant to blend both as you run out of ammo and get into more feisty scraps with those melee enemies. So you have health packs, again, to incentivize the player to kind of explore around and enjoy the environment. There we go. We use a lot of lighting to guide the player. Because it's a very dense kind of visual environment. It's easy to kind of get lost in the haze. I try to use kind of nice warm tones to guide the player and more cold blue tones to signal that there's more of an enemy encounter coming up. And here you can see that our enemies, which used to be just your standard human bandits, have now turned into something more sinister. This is mostly communicated through environmental storytelling. Those chips that you get, they give you power, but they also distort your worldview. You become more artificial and more powerful, but less intelligent. You now start to see these normal people just kind of struggling to survive as something lesser than you, something to be afraid of, and really just, you don't care fighting them. Our animator put in a lot of work trying to get the standard human enemies to look kind of afraid and desperate. But once you hit that boundary, once you get enough chips, once you become powerful, you don't see them as that anymore. They just look like a standard zombie that you can just walk through. Alrighty, as we move on through here. We try to put a lot of work into environmental storytelling. As you can get up here, you can see posters all throughout. Advertising these chips as a brand new substitute. Enjoy a new, better world free of kind of the struggling of the current one. Ironically enough, the new chips only worsened that world. As you can see right here, we got that poster right there. Addiction, side effects of these chips may include addiction, hallucinations, the whole gamut of psychological disorders. So as we move in here, we change lighting again to signify something kind of more darker and sinister coming up. And here is our final arena. We have multiple endings in this game, depending on how many chips you have. If you have less than 4 chips, you get a good ending. It's quite nice. You move your way through this building and you find where this sort of server is being held. You press a button and it turns off the filter, freeing this, like, the population of the city. However, in this gameplay, we got a lot of chips, so here we're going to see the bad ending. A bandit comes up to you, you don't see him as human, and so you shoot him. Thank you very much, that's our game.